is very dangerous. It can be poisonous. But how about tires? No one told me about tires. And today, I've discovered, yesterday, when I was told to share, about my experience, on the same day I was reading about car expiring, and I discovered that all my tires that I'm driving on are expired. Just imagine, I've been driving for 10 years, and I've been driving on tires I don't know whether they're expired or not. But I would also like to share an experience. When I was a kid, my elder brother, who was about 21 or 22, got this small car, a Carina, and said, let's go up country. And he drove us through. As we were approaching Masaka, somewhere near Masaka, we just had a very serious car tire burst. Just imagine how that feels. We could not tell what caused the burst. We just allowed the car to run all through the road until it stopped itself. We could have lost our lives that day. But what was the cause? Maybe it was expiry of the tires. How do you tell that the car tire is expired? Do you know how to answer that question? How do you tell that your tires are actually expired before you buy them, or you're using them right now, but you cannot tell that my car tires are expired, and this is fatal, very dangerous to your family? I would like to show you how to identify an expired tire. Please follow me here, and I show you from my tires right here in my washing bay how you identify an expired tire. Look out for this number. I don't know how many people can see this number here. When you read here, I think it is a little bit upside down. I'll probably show you how to identify that the tire you're driving is still on, or it is actually expired. Look out for the 4 numbers that you see right here. It is starting with the T0102. So forget about the T and look for 0102. A tire is supposed to work for maximum of 4 years. So 01, the first 2 digits, 01, represents the week or the month the tire was manufactured. And the next digit, 02, the year of manufacture. When you look at 01 here, it means that this was manufactured in the first week of 2002. So if you add here 4 years, then it means that this expired in 2006. But my friend, it is still running up to now. Toastmasters and guests, the purpose of my talk is to help you. The purpose of this talk, if you've understood it, is basically to help you save your family and your loved ones and the passengers in your car. It is very important that we buy tires which are not expired. Do not buy second-hand tires. If you do, please look out for this number so that you're able to tell whether the car is still valid to be on the road or it is expired and it should be disposed of the shelf. Toastmasters and guests, I know that you will always find it very hard to kneel down here and look at your tires, especially for the ladies, and to identify these numbers. I can say it is like drinking from the fireplace, from the fire. What is this thing? The new word, I know, from the fire hose. It's just like drinking from the fire hose, because you will have to come down and look out for this number, and it's not always very easy. But all in all, Toastmasters and guests, let's work very hard to drive on tires which are still new and which are still allowed to be used on the road. Very soon I will advise the traffic police in Uganda to be looking out for expired tires. Toastmasters and guests, I'm very happy to speak to you, and that is my experience with tires. That is my new lesson. Please learn from this lesson and be safe. Back to Toast.
Wow, Emmanuel, we are not ready. I see in you a different presentation style, not a style we're accustomed to for a second speech. Well done, Emmanuel. I'm looking forward to more of your speeches. Our next speaker, speaker number 4 this time, is Juliet Oyela. Juliet Oyela is one of our dedicated Toastmasters, and it's no wonder that she's also serving on our EXCO, serving as our club secretary. Juliet, your minutes were passed earlier in absentia. Welcome to Toastmasters meeting number 31. To evaluate Juliet is our evaluator number 4 now, Linda Nabayinda. Linda Nabayinda is another Kampala sunriser who has been away. I love this meeting because it has brought back all our, what's the word? Yeah, it's good to see Linda stepping on a Kampala sunrise speech for the first time. Linda Nabayinda, how is she adopting the new normal? How is Linda taking in or drinking from the fire hose? Linda juggles multiple streams of income, and she has managed to schedule some strictly on one evening, allocating each 1 hour and outsourcing the clerical bits of the business. Outsourcing is a very key aspect, outsourcing is key to managing a fire hose. Linda, please introduce our next speaker, Juliet Oyela.
Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. It's an absolute honor always to evaluate a speaker up here. Today, I'm evaluating Juliet Oyela, who is attempting our speech from Pathways Level 2, Project 1, the Persuasive Influence Path. And the speech, Juliet, is to take 5 to 7 minutes, and you're free to share your own leadership style or about leadership styles in general. I expect a speech that is well organized with a clear opening, body, and conclusion. It may be humorous, informative, but keeping in mind that you're on the persuasive influence path. If you stick to your objectives, I am sure you're going to deliver a phenomenal speech. Ladies and gentlemen, over to Juliet Oyela to deliver her speech.
I recently watched a TED Talk video where this lady was explaining the importance of decision making and how to be a part of it. She told the story of her family when growing up and how they used to have what she called Friday democracy meetings. In the meetings, they would discuss anything from discipline to what food to eat during the week. And at the end of the meeting, a decision, an agreement would be reached, which would take them to the next meeting. Listening to her, I couldn't help but get back in time to my own family setting growing up. Mine, of course, was your typical African home, akin to Uganda's parliament today, where daddy was the speaker, mom, the deputy, and the children, members of parliament, with opinions as varied as political parties in Uganda today. If we were to ever have these so-called democracy meetings, the most likely outcome would be that the discussions would go on and on, but ultimately Daddy would make the choice and Mommy would be tasked to implement that decision to the letter. Juxtaposing these two family scenarios, it is clear to see different leadership styles at play. The former being democratic, where decisions are arrived at collectively, and the latter bureaucratic. And here the leader has ultimately the final say on what needs to be done. There is a plethora of leadership definitions out there, but ultimately it zeroes down to the importance of developing people and helping others arrive at their full potential. This is best captured for me in Stephen Covey's definition of leadership, which says that it is communicating to people their worth and potential so clearly that they're inspired to see it and believe it for themselves. With the backdrop of this definition, Stephen Covey argues that the ability to become such a leader is a choice that anyone can make. Any parent or grandparent, any teacher or coach, any co-worker or friend. The question to you, Toastmasters and guests today, is to be or not to be a leader. From organizations doing business to sports teams to families even, the need for effective leadership has never been greater. Leadership is about people. And as varied as people are, it is important, and therefore leaders must be able to adopt different styles to be able to manage people in their different spaces. It is largely agreed that there are 8 major leadership approaches which are in practice in the world today. The first 2 are the democratic and the bureaucratic, which we have seen in the settings described before. Then we have the authoritative. This leader provides long-term direction and focuses on end goals. This style is not effective when explicit guidance is required. The innovative leader, on the other hand, leads by encouraging innovative ideas. And this style is best suited when solving complex problems. The pace setter, this leader focuses on productivity. Here, the team needs to be highly motivated and highly skilled for this approach to be effective. Then we have the affiliative leader who creates cohesive unit by emphasizing teamwork and harmony. This style may not be as effective where the leader has difficulty communicating negative feedback. The coach concentrates on building individual skills and is best suited for one-on-one settings. And lastly, the altruistic leader motivates by their empowering ethical approach and is most effective when there is enough time to allow the long-term perspective take effect. I undertook the leadership test when preparing for this project, and I discovered I am majorly authoritative. However, coming from my work background, I realized now why I had problems in the beginning, because I focused on the end goal and didn't realize that my team was varied. With over 60 people, not all of them could go at the same pace. And I lost some along the way. However, without even knowing it, I managed to adapt to the affiliative and democratic approach somewhere along the way, and this got me better results. Today, I have a more formidable team. The ability to be able to adapt to different styles in different environments will make one an indomitable leader. So, to be or not to be, the question remains, because leadership is a choice, as I have already alluded to earlier. Back to the family democracy meeting setting. These people learned earlier on the importance of decision making and how to become a part of it. That you cannot leave decisions to others to make that for you and then wait to be able to partake of the results thereof. So I encourage you, take the decision today to be a leader. Otherwise, you will have to live with whatever style someone else brings to the table. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Juliet Oyela, indeed, you have discovered your leadership style. Thank you, Mercy. I see the cards. Well done with the timer. And thank you, Linda, for introducing your speaker very well. Our final speaker of the morning, I believe. We have one more speaker left. Is an icebreaker. We love icebreakers at Kampala Sunrise because icebreakers introduce the speaker for the first time, and we're eagerly waiting to learn about this speaker because we look forward to gaining value from this speaker, and we also look forward to sharing with this speaker. To introduce our next speaker, who will stay unmentioned until the evaluator introduces her, is Valentine. Valentine Koril is a Toastmaster at Rafiki Toastmasters in Nairobi. Valentine is a regular member at our meetings, and today she challenged herself to take up a role as an evaluator. She currently works and attends Toastmasters meetings at the same time. This can be sometimes overwhelming, but she's drinking from the fire hose, and she has learned to break down her tasks into snackable portions, which also allow her to get organized. Otherwise, it could overwhelm her immediately. This is how she's drinking from the fire hose every day in small, manageable gulps. Valentine, it's my pleasure to introduce your next speaker. Take it away.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Kia Sunrise Club, Toastmaster Club. As the Saturday morning, Kia is very busy learning how to speak better. I'm happy to be here and I'm learning a lot. Today, I'm evaluating Moses Rutahigwa, who will be attempting his icebreaker. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. So today, Moses will start his journey by doing his icebreaker. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself to the club and learn the basic structure of a speech. The member has 4 to 6 minutes to share more about his life. The title for Moses' speech is A Million Dresses. A Million Dresses, Moses Rutahigwa, A Million Dresses.
You don't have to be at the top of the mountain the day you start climbing. Ron Dennis, CEO of McLaren, once said. Known for its long and rich history, drama, danger, cutting-edge technology, and great legacies, Formula One is a world wonder. This 100-year sport has seen many test their arm muscles and the fit sensitivities with one desire to win. It's interesting to note that in this particular sport, no one remembers who came second. The Formula One specialist of my life is my father, who shifted and raced from the hills of Kigezi to settle in the land of milk and honey 4 decades ago. Joined by his great, wonderful, beautiful, and generous friend, they aimed to start a new life. Their third band of joy would be a young boy who arrived on the veranda of a hospital, never reaching the theater. They negotiated on what name to call him, and after a long debate, they agreed on a resemblance of a biblical exodus. The joint parenting will end 4 years later. What a shock of the wheels on the wheels. But nothing can stand in the way of destiny. My specialist had to upgrade his skills and now take on joint effort and not allow drinking from a fire hose to overwhelm him at all. He would later be joined by his great friend, whom together they helped raise 13 of us to take risks. Playing it safe and creating opportunities for greatness is the battle in the mind of every racer. It's like walking on a thin line with only limited possibilities, but with one aim to win, or if you fail, to lose. I've had my share of this particular experience. First, a race turning moment with my creator many years ago that has turned the once desirous altar boy to be now a priest in the house of the Lord, shepherding many to make meaning out of life. The second one was one time meeting a Rare fan who later would become my co-driver for the last 11 years. We are humbly raising 4 intelligent damsels to dream big and dominate their world ahead. Never underestimate dreams, for dreams are not determined by the frequency that you dream. All to dream, nor to set a goal for yourself. I once dreamed to be a doctor. I trained as a soldier. I ended up as a banker for the last 14 years, and I desire to be a music producer when I retire. Reading, writing, and learning are 3 values that I hold so dear to me. Yes, I'm a student of wisdom who never ceases to learn every single day. And thanks to Toastmasters, I will learn the art of drinking from a fire hose and never allowing it to overwhelm me. When all the races are done, there are 3 things that I hold dear to my heart. Number 1 is that all races are won by passion, focus, and commitment. You must be passionate about what you do, focused on it to the end, and most importantly, committed no matter what storm comes your way. And secondly, always staying positive, for there are many challenges in this world, but in everything, there's always a way out. And finally, trusting in God, for he is the ultimate champion. Moses, a million races.
Wow, Moses. Let's all unmute our videos and upload the icebreaker. Moses, you're running a million races, Formula One, all circuits in life, at work, family. Well done. We look forward to your next speech, this schedule with our VPE, and take on more roles. You could become our next grammarian or timer, who knows? And now that concludes our speech sessions. You've listened to speeches, you've enjoyed them. If I can borrow Valentine's words, the speeches were many, but you managed to condense them into snackable portions. So we shall pick our better speaker of the morning. We're going to run a small poll right now. Please vote for who you thought was a better speaker of the morning. As we run the poll, would want to ask members present to share with us how they are drinking from the fire hose. It's going to be a table topic moment, so I'll be picking randomly. Prepare to tell us what fire hose moments or scenarios are in your life. You've listened to evaluators, how they are managing their lives. I'll begin with, I'll first introduce our division director, Dr. Christine Navidio. Dr. Christine Navidio, please share with us how you're drinking from the fire hose.
You're muted.
That's number one. I'm drinking from the fire hose, joining a Toastmasters meeting first thing in the morning. Alex, of all people, you would know how I'm drinking from the fire hose during this season in my life. I am the division director, and listening into Juliet Oyela's speech this morning, I was like, wow. Now here comes a chameleon leader where you have to play all 8 leadership roles in one season and sometimes in one day. Because I tell you, with Alex, I need to be a different sort of leader. With Brenda, grammarian for this morning, a totally different type of leader. And with Mercy Nalukwago, our icebreaker speaker, a totally different ballgame in leadership. So I find myself every day having to play leadership in different styles. Back to you, Alex. And thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Christine. I'll admit you're an excellent leader for managing to wear a different hat with a different person. I have been lucky to have you mentor me through the Toastmaster journey and also my Toastmaster leadership roles. Because of Dr. Christine, I'm happy to serve under the division as the PR associate. It's a journey we've just started and we're looking to more magic with clubs at the division level. One more table topic, and I'll pick randomly. Lucy Manyara, please share with us how you're drinking.
Thank you. I think since the COVID-19 began in March 2020, it has been a journey of ups and downs. First, one meant to stay home. I have kids. I have never been a teacher, so I have been learning how to keep these people glued to what they're supposed to do. That has really been tricky. And for me, just staying at home and working with gadgets that we thought first was really some entertainment gadgets, but now they became the tools of our work. That has been tough. That has been learning every day. Every day I need to learn something new, how to join a Zoom meeting, how to share screens. It's been tough learning very tough things within a very short time. That has been the last 2 months. It's been learning so many things at the same time, new vocabularies of gadgets. And yes, that has been my drinking from the fire hose in these last few months. Back to you.
Thank you, Mercy. Another Toastmaster I know that is drinking from the fire hose is Frank Tonjire. Frank Tonjire, please share with us how you're drinking from the fire hose. Frank, you unmute.
Hello, thank you, Alex. Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. I am still enjoying my honeymoon, having wedded on 4th July, just less than 2 months ago. I took a bold decision to have a wedding, and it came to pass. And I'm still enjoying the honeymoon and hoping that we'll go on for the next 1 year. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Frank. This is the last one. I'm telling you, another tenacious guest today. She was here last weekend and she's back. She's a friend of mine from way back, Claire Banjirana. There's no one here who's drinking from a bigger fire hose than you. Claire Banjirana, please share how you're drinking from the fire hose.
Don't really know how. Okay, I can say learning how to mold, and a teenager supervise their classwork and still be sane up to this point. So I think that's how I'm drinking from the fire hose.
All right, Claire, we had a
Thank you, Alex.
You heard your fade in the beginning, but I believe we got the last part of your audio. You want to just repeat it because I couldn't hear you. Your audio began working later on.
Okay. Thank you, Alex. I talked about being able to work at home and be productive, do my office work from home while supervising 2 other children doing their classwork and a toddler screaming and other home duties. That's being able to balance all those activities and still be productive. That's how I'm drinking from the fire hose during this time.
Thank you, Claire. And thank you, Toastmasters, for volunteering your stories, your passionate stories. And now we're going to switch it up from the speakers to the evaluators. All the speakers have done excellently well, but what's a speech without an evaluation? Evaluation is that extra dose the speech that will make the speaker a better speaker the next time you see them at the Toastmaster stage. We're going to have quick fire evaluations. The first evaluator, the 6th evaluator. We have 6 evaluations today. But to take us through this session is our general evaluator. Our general evaluator is a face we're accustomed to on the Kampala Sunrise stage. Agnes Katshabe, please take it on.
Thank you, our indomitable Toastmaster of the day, Alex. Like Alex has rightly said, this is an opportunity to receive feedback for all the speakers and role takers, to appreciate them, let them know what they have done well, and to share suggestions for what they can do better, because we are all here to grow and be better leaders and speakers. So I will now call the evaluators, and later on, the audience will also be evaluators. So prepare for an opportunity. I would call it a table topics moment where you'll come up and share your observations. For now, I'll call Diana Nalwada to evaluate Judith. Over to you, Diana.
Thank you, Agnes. Judith, I am happy that you truly blew us away. You took us through different communication styles, and you achieve this role play. You managed to put us in a position where you are addressing us about the satisfaction about my going back to the treasury. You told us the different ways how we could go about this, being a communicator, an innovator, supportive and analytical. I was also happy that you prepared targets in events that would disappoint you. And you also positioned your camera very well, where I would be able to see you. And you're very wise. You chose a space where you're not distracted while giving speech. Judith, you may have wanted to have explained to us further about communication, because communication is two-way. There's giving and receiving. You did not explain the receiving part when you're dealing with the communication, when you're part on the communication. You may also want next time to block the echo of the second gadget such that it doesn't keep disturbing you, because we kept getting echo when you are giving the speech. Judith, I am aware of how taxing this project is, but you printed it illuminatively. You used rich language when you said flowering relationship. You also had varied vocals, and you also had appropriate gestures when you were giving the speech. Look forward to the next speech, and this was a very nice knowing about the communication styles. Back to you, Agnes.
Thank you very much, Diana Nalwada, for that evaluation. I will now invite Anne Award to evaluate Mercy. Over to you, Anne.
Thank you, Agnes. Thank you so much. Mercy, thank you for that great speech. Congratulations upon giving us your icebreaker. You engaged us from the beginning.
You are muted, Anne. Would you please unmute?
I'm sorry. Thank you. Congratulations, Mercy. You engaged us from the beginning. You started off by asking us a question. In the beginning, you asked us, do you ever hate attention? And this automatically grabbed our attention. I enjoyed listening to you, to your speech. You delivered it with such ease and poise. And I must say, your journey is quite interesting. You took us through from Namutamba to now the Mercy that we see today, a registered pharmacist, an entrepreneur even with a company called UREM. I thought this was quite interesting, and you're now an accomplished pharmacist and even a member of the highest pharmacy body in the world. Congratulations, Mercy, for that great speech. I commend you, Mercy, for a great job done with your speech. Now, what do I think you could have worked on? For your next speech, you might consider perhaps standing up as you're giving the speech so that you're more at ease when you're giving the speech. But overall, this speech has been really interesting, and I commend you for giving us a strong introduction and a strong conclusion. It started off with a 4-year homeless boy in Namutamba. And now we see Mercy of today. This was really, really engaging, Mercy. Well done. You have achieved the objective of your speech, and I can't wait to listen to your next speech, Mercy. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Anne. for that evaluation. I will now invite Valentine to evaluate Emma. Valentine, are you here? Yes, over to you.
Sorry, Agnes, Juliet is evaluating Emma.
Sorry? Oh,
I'm evaluating Emma.
Oh, thank you for that. Juliet, over to you.
All right. Thank you, Agnes. Emmanuel, well done on your speech. You did such a good job. Your speech was delivered with such enthusiasm and panache, and you left all of us very well informed about our car tires and how we need to look at them going forward. I personally did not know that my tires expire. Toastmasters, does anyone remember how long Emmanuel said a tire should be in place before it expires? Can I have some comments on the chat as we go along? And as we have the comments, Timer, could you also confirm how long Emmanuel took?
Yes, thank you. Emmanuel took 6 minutes. 6 minutes.
All right. Thank you so much, Mercy, for that. Emmanuel, well done. You are well within your time. Your speech was supposed to last for 5 to 7 minutes, so 6 minutes was really good. And I see also we have responses from Kathy that her tire expires within 4 years. So Emmanuel, that shows you that people were really interested and intrigued by your speech, and we've all taken away something from that from your presentation. Your speech was very humorous, because I even saw people turn on their videos to laugh. At the same time, it was informative, and you also demonstrated that you're able to give a speech that is well structured. You started with giving us an overview of a tire standing with a whole car behind you, and then you took us down to the detail. Who moves a mountain starts by moving small stones. So you took us to the very last detail until we were able to understand what car expiry means. That was very good. And even the use of the props was very commendable. You had a car that had a very vivid example of what you are trying to demonstrate, which helped us understand exactly what it is that you are trying to explain. Well done, Emmanuel, on that as well. So just a couple of improvements that I noted, Emmanuel, as you strive to become a better speaker, there are just a couple of things that I felt you should consider going forward. One is the reduction in using of filler words. And I know the grammarian may also pick up on that the pause fillers that you use throughout your speech, you may want to consider using less of those and avoiding them completely going forward. Then the other thing is, as you engage your audience, you need to take on some pauses to let the audience take in some of the questions that you pose. Because I remember at some point you asked whether any of us knows about the length of time it takes for tires to expire. You could have paused and let the audience make a contribution at that point. But otherwise, besides that, well done, Emmanuel. That was a very good speech, very well delivered, very humorous, and very informative. And I'm sure most of the ladies here will leave today being better drivers. Thank you, Emmanuel.
Thank you very much, Juliet, for that evaluation. I will now invite, who is coming up? Valentine. Valentine, over to you. I believe you are evaluating Emma, right?
I'm evaluating Moses, but I can still go. I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead and evaluate Moses.
Thank you. People will forget what you did. People will forget what you said, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Moses, today your sincerity came from your heart. Your message you was telling us, it came from your heart. And I loved it because you were smiling, making you approachable and making you friendly and trustable. You also emphasized points at the end where you had 3 reflections. You showed us what it is like to be in a race. What 3 things you pay attention to. Those really made an impression. You also used a story of the rally, the Formula One rally. This helps the audience to remember the speech because stories are easier remembered. Moses, your background was perfect. There was a book called The Impact of Life or The Ride of a Lifetime. And it's really fit your theme of being a student of wisdom. Background very well captured. Moses, you also say that you met your co-driver, who is your wife, and now you're raising 4 drivers or 4 beautiful girls. And that was really good in that it infuses with a story and it helps us go on a journey with you, helps us understand you better. Now, where could we improve on? Moses, your camera was positioned at a lower angle, meaning as we were able to see your upper body, we couldn't see you, we couldn't maintain eye contact with you on an eye-to-eye level. So in future, position the camera at a position where we can see your eyes and you can maintain eye contact, because this instills confidence in the audience as well as it gives you the confidence. Also, I would urge you to vary your vocals further. You did this well, but it would be even better if you pause, give people time to reflect on your message, the powerful message that you're giving. And if also you vary your vocals, go up, go down, help people remember the main point of the message. Moses, I do encourage you to continue your journey. You've done your father very proud and you will be #1 in the Formula One. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster of Evaluations.
Yeah, thank you very much, Valentine, for that evaluation. I will now call up Linda as Vivian prepares. Linda, over to you as you evaluate Julie.
Timekeeper, how much time did Juliet take?
Thank you. Juliet took 6.5 minutes.
Wonderful. Way within the allotted time for the speech. Juliet, I loved your speech. It's relevant to us as Toastmasters and to most people aspiring to be leaders. You started well on your speech using personal examples of 2 leadership styles you experienced while you were growing up. So you gave us a very good background and you gave us a very good description, like the Uganda Parliament. That was very well done. You also went ahead to give us 2 definitions of leadership, but the one that you preferred was the one of Stephen Covey, so we could relate with you. It is a choice. The coming together of people of worth who clearly believe, and so it went. You later went ahead to tell us what's in it for us. Why should we adopt the different leadership styles? You did that by sharing with us the 7 leadership styles and what each leadership style entails. You gave us the democratic, bureaucratic, up to the affiliative, and when to use which leadership style. And then you swung it back to yourself, where you shared with us that, yes, you went ahead and took the leadership test to determine what leadership style you use and how you finally managed to transform and incorporate other leadership styles to make your team gel together. I also loved that you used the word of the day. That was very well done. Not very many people have used it. I loved your background and the way you positioned yourself while you delivered your speech. What I think you could have done better, your speech was on the whole very good, struggling to find what you could have done better. Your vocal variety as you delivered your speech, as you listed the different leadership styles, was monotone, and I highly doubt everybody can remember the leadership styles that you gave. I would have also preferred that for each style, if perhaps you could have identified a notable leader who uses that style for us to remember. When we use someone well-known, it normally helps people remember what you are communicating. And in your conclusion, it would have been good to encourage us as Toastmasters to take the leadership test, because after all, Toastmasters is about leadership and communication. Nonetheless, your speech was absolutely fantastic. I'm going ahead to take my leadership test to see where I lie and what I can do better to communicate with my team. Thank you, Juliet.
Thank you, Linda, for that evaluation. Up next is Vivian to evaluate Emmanuel. Over to you, Vivian.
Sorry, she's evaluator. She's evaluating Najinda.
Sorry?
She's evaluating Najinda, the evaluator, not the speaker.
Oh, okay. Who is evaluating Emma before Vivian comes up?
It's already been evaluated by Juliet. I'll
Okay.
be evaluated.
Oh, yes, that's right. Vivian, okay, over to you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Agnes. As she has mentioned, my name is Vivian Maina. I'll be evaluating Juliet Najinda. She was evaluating Emmanuel. This was part of her level 1 project 2 in her pathways, where she was to serve as an evaluator at a club meeting. When I noticed Juliet was very well prepared, and as she introduced the speaker, she was able to cite the project requirements of the speaker, which was a great indication that Juliet had reached out to the speaker and she knew the project and knew exactly what to look out for. This was very well executed. I loved how Juliet involved the members in her evaluation, where she asked the members to chip in on Emmanuel's speech, which was very well done. I also noticed your video was off during the whole meeting, most of the meeting. So I was unable to note whether or not you were fully engaged during all the speeches, since this was a requirement for your project, which demonstrates proper meeting etiquette. So next time I would advise, make sure your video is on so that you're able to demonstrate proper meeting etiquette. You also gave a lot of feedback, which was very well executed. And this was done when you would say, I noticed this and this, I observed this and this. This was feedback, which was well done. You also coupled it up with advice. You gave great advice, where you would say you may want to consider using more filler words. This was very well done, which was a very good balance of both feedback and advice. I noticed at some point your internet bandwidth was low, which led to your voice lagging a bit, but sometimes this is out of our control when your internet provider decides to just sleep on their job. But next time, maybe you would, precautionary measures, just make sure your internet is at good speeds. And I will also commend you for giving a good summarization at the end of the evaluation, which was very well done. You gave a good summary of what he excelled at and what he needs to work on, and that was well executed. Over to you, Madam General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you very Much, Vivian, and to all the evaluators, we appreciate you very much for the stellar evaluations. I will now call on the roll takers. Mercy, are you ready to give your report?
Yes, I am
Over
ready.
to you, Mercy.
Yes. Thank you very much, President. Thank you to the moderators and to the speakers. I am here to announce how the timekeeping was complied with. The first speaker, Judith Nankemba, started at 8:24 and completed at 8:30. This means that she utilized 6 minutes and saved 1 minute. So she did well. The second speaker, Mercy Kamia, started at 8:34 and completed at exactly 8:39. She used 5 minutes of the speech. The third speaker, Emmanuel Barria, started at 8:43 and completed at 8:49. He used 6 minutes. The fourth speaker, Juliet Oyela, started at 8:53 and completed at 8:59 but 30 seconds. So she used 6 minutes and a half. The fourth speaker, Moses Rutahigwa, started at 3 minutes past 9 and completed at 7 minutes past 9. He used 40 minutes and 40 seconds of his speech. So generally, there was timekeeping. No speaker went beyond 6.5 minutes, and they kept to the time, and they appreciated. Thank you very much. Then to
Awesome. Thank you very much, Mercy, for that detailed report. Grammarian, Brenda Picho, are you ready?
Yes, Madam General Evaluator, I am ready, and I would like to apologize for not being able to show my video. Kindly allow me to proceed with my report as is. Is that okay?
Brenda.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. I have surely been directly connected to the fire horse of beautiful grammar. I applaud all speakers who have truly shown their indomitable will as phenomenal communicators. The word of the day this morning was indomitable, and I am pleased to announce that it was used more than 5 times correctly. We had speakers Juliet, Mercy, Agnes, the General Evaluator, Anne, our Toastmaster of the day, Alex, and the indomitable Division Director, Dr. Sunshine, on the chat, who used this word of the day. I encourage us all to please continue using this powerful adjective in our future communication. In regard to the grammatical use, I was blown away with the wonderful diction displayed by most of the speakers, who used great idioms and metaphors to add some flair and oomph to the speeches. Some examples: blow us away, battle in the mind, you are already on a roll, playing it safe, get back in time. And use of descriptive words and statements, panache and calm, explicit, phenomenal performance, stellar, anchoring, juxtapose, well executed, plethora, the list goes on and on. As if that's not enough, the speeches were loaded with quotes that drove the points home. A few areas that I noted for improvement: there was a statement, "I will probably show you," which was stated by one of the speakers. I think to be more decisive, since you're going to show us anyway, could probably have had it rephrased, "I will now show you." And the pronunciation of the word damsel. It's damsel and not damsel. Putting on my other hat as the accounter, I once again congratulate all speakers for making my role deliciously difficult to pick out these pause fillers. But to ensure that the secretary has something to note in the meeting minutes, I will bring to the attention of the following speakers: Marcy, Alex, Emmanuel, Juliet, Linda, and Lucy. You used post-filler sounds, and during your speeches. And for the Toastmaster of the day, at one point you repeated the word already unnecessarily. That was my report. Over to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Brenda Picho. Shall we all put on our videos so we can appreciate all the evaluators? We just clap for them and the role takers. Thank you very much.
Guys, wake up, it's time.
Yes, like I shared with us earlier, we are going to evaluate our meeting today together. And to do that, we have a representative. We need a representative for the females and one for the males. Volunteers, please. Shall we? One male, one female. You can raise your hands. Anyone? So what this entails is you tell us how you felt in the meeting. How did it go overall? You have 1 to 2 minutes, and then Masike, I'll request you to time. At 1 minute, you show the green card. And at 2 minutes, the red card. 1.5 minutes, the yellow. Anyone? Okay.
I would like to make just one comment.
Yes.
If you'll allow
Vivian.
me, Agnes.
Thank
I've
you.
noticed that no one is switching on their videos. So it's like you're talking to yourself, and it's a bit, I believe as per our meeting etiquette, we should switch on our videos. It's an interactive meeting. As I've observed that no one is switching on their videos, and I'd recommend in the future meetings, you switch on your videos, you see your beautiful faces, and have a good interaction. Yeah, back to you.
Thank you very much for that great observation, Vivian. I hope we can take it up. Maybe we start now by implementing the feedback and turn on our videos. How about that, members? Okay, any other person? Now that the females have been represented, any other person from the males? Matthias? Are you ready to represent the males on the call?
Well, thank you, Agnes, and good morning to Toastmasters and guests. This is my second time to be part of this meeting. I'm sorry I came on a little bit late, but yes, I'll give an account of what I really did observe. Overall observation, I think the meeting, quite went on well. There's really been good adherence in terms of time management. Most of the speakers and the evaluators, everyone has really come in on time, and also
we are losing Matthias. Okay, I guess we will proceed. Matthias's internet stabilizers.
Icebreaker speaker of the Emmanuel. You hear me? Yes.
We can now hear you.
Hello,
okay,
Agnes.
Thank you.
All right. I don't. Hello?
Yes, Matthias.
Yes, I was just giving my own account. I'm sorry I came on a little bit late. But yes, there are some observation that I really did make for the different speakers, the evaluators. That was really awesome, and also the informative speeches that was delivered. I think that was really awesome.
Okay, thank you, Matthias. We will move on. I request that we continue to share our feedback in the chat. So from what I have observed, first of all, before the meeting, there was good preparation that was done. The Toastmaster of the day contacted all the role takers and speakers to make sure everyone was ready, and our WhatsApp group, a communication went on the WhatsApp group. There was even a dry run. Well done, Toastmaster of the day and all the role takers. I like that the guests and members were welcomed at the start. Well done, Madam President, for engaging us and the guests before the meeting started. I hope you felt welcome. Members were taken through the etiquette, and that is a good practice. I hope in our next guidelines, we can include this feedback that we've been given about turning on our videos during the meeting. I think it's very helpful. Then I loved the calm demeanor of the Toastmaster of the day, how you calmly have taken us through the meeting, steered us through, and for the great theme that you have given us that you actually explained well. I noted that even one of the speakers used it, and some of us referred to it during the meeting. I also liked how you introduced the role takers, and then later on I liked also how you affirmed a new role taker when you mentioned you are doing well. For a first-time role taker and new member, I think that is a great encouragement as she does her role. The evaluators, well done for using the sandwich method. Thank you for being honest in your evaluations, and I trust the members, the speakers, and all of us will take up the feedback. For the grammarian, thank you, Brenda Picho, for allowing to take up that role last minute. I'm sure your feedback is very helpful to all of us. Your report was very clear and easy to understand and follow. Mercy, again, well done on that role for the first time. I like your energy and how you actually volunteered to take it up. Keep up that momentum. For the timer, I felt it was very clear, your report was detailed. The bit about mentioning the time someone started and the time that someone ended, I would suggest that you can cut that out and just say how much time the speakers used. Otherwise, we were seeing the cards very clearly and they guided us well on how to proceed with the meeting and keep the time well. Generally, we joined the meeting in time and started well in time. There was clear transition from one part of the meeting to the other. I think I'll also give feedback to myself. At some point, there's a moment when I confused the role takers. Hopefully that's feedback for me that I also take to improve. And then finally, I think we've had very good attendance, considering that this meeting is out of our usual scheduled meetings. Thank you very much, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Alex.
Wow, thank you. Thank you, Agnes. Excellently done. I love your evaluation of the evaluators and the meeting in general. Indeed, we had a very good attendance. The members were engaging. The chat is lively. Members, please, you're advised to turn on your videos next time you come for a sunrise meeting so that our speakers are encouraged and they can see your facial expressions as they deliver their speeches. Thank you. It's been an honor being your Toastmaster of the day. Carry the theme of the day, throughout the month, throughout the year, especially in these times. We are being overwhelmed by so much information as the world goes digital. Don't lose heart. Take care of your mental health. Mental health is real. Seek for guidance, and you're born for this. Human beings adapt well to any circumstances, as some of our people said when I asked them about how they are adapting to the new normal or how they are drinking from the fire hose. It's been a pleasure. We have 5 minutes left in this meeting, so I'll hand over to our president, Anna Ori. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alex, our Toastmaster of the day. A round of applause for Alex, please. Well done, Alex. We are all ready to go and drink from the fire hose. This has been an exciting meeting. You conducted the meeting so seamlessly. Thank you so much, Alex. We enjoyed every bit of this meeting. Thank you, our role takers. Mercy, for taking up that mantle on your first journey with Toastmaster. We thank you so much. You did well with the timing role. And Mercy Kamia as well, giving the icebreaker. That was an interesting speech. I would like to thank all our visiting guests from wherever you're visiting from. Thank you for joining us this morning. Toastmasters from other clubs, we are so delighted to have you here this morning. I saw our very own Dr. Sunshine. Thank you for joining in. Our area director, Susan Kavuma. We are so happy to have you here. Frank Tuanjire, the honeymooner, welcome back. Good to have you here this morning. Brenda Pincho for taking up. Yeah,
Thank you, President.
Yes, Frank, great to have you. Yeah. And all the other Toastmasters visiting from other clubs, thank you so much. And this morning, would like to recognize the best speakers of the day. Drum rolls. The best speaker of the day is Moses Rutahigwa. Well done, Moses. Moses, great speech, well done. You will receive your certificate later. And the best evaluator of this morning is, drum rolls, that is Juliet Najinda. I call her the Queen of Buganda. Well done, Najinda. And for our next meeting will be next Thursday, which is the 3rd of September. I welcome all of you to come back and enjoy with us. It will be for early risers, 6:20 in the morning to 7:40. So please do join in. We are always happy to host you here at Kampala Sunrise. And then for those who are joining, I had some messages come through my phone. You are welcome to join. You can join anytime. So you are most welcome. We are starting soon. Our treasurer, Agnes, could add on the fees and when to pay. Agnes, you could just tell us when those who want to join can pay and the fees. We shall give the details of the bank later if you want to.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam President. we are due, we are supposed to be renewing our membership for those of us that are members, and for the new ones, I think some of us have already paid, but those who need to join, you can also get in touch with us. For those who are renewing, we will be paying $45. Again, I will be sharing the details, like the Madam President has said. We will be engaging you again to share the details of where
No, he's put his hand down. Okay. Anyone wants to give us feedback? Tija Imota, would you like to tell us more where you're joining from?
Okay, I am a member of Muyanga Toastmasters, and I'm happy to connect. This is my first time connecting with you. And thanks to a virtual meeting, I was able to connect. If not, I've not been able to attend meetings elsewhere, but I'm happy to connect. And it was a great meeting from whence I joined, and I would go and, like you said, drink from the fire hose. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tija. Good to have you here. All right, Sunrisers, have a good weekend. Alex, well done.
Madam President.
All our role makers, it's been an amazing morning. It's always an energizer. It's like taking coffee in the morning.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Have a nice weekend.
You too.
Yes. Well done, Mercy. Thank you. We look forward to your icebreaker. You could schedule September. September has.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll wait for further instructions. Thank you.
Okay, guys, the day just started for Sunrise. We'll catch you on the next meeting. We need roll takers for the next meeting.
Oh.
I think we shall handle
Do we
that.
have a Toastmaster for Thursday meeting, by the way?
I don't remember.
I had proposed our amiable VPE, Catherine Nasuga. I think she was happy to challenge herself. Kathy, I've not heard your voice this morning.
Good morning, everyone. Good to see
Good
you
morning,
all.
Kathy.
Well done to our role takers and our Toastmaster of the morning.
Yeah. Hey, well done, Emmanuel. Emmanuel gave us a speech we're not prepared for.
Yeah, we did see that coming, Emmanuel. Let me go and check my cat tires.
The pauses and everything was just out of this world.
Even the probe,
yes.
the car itself, yeah.
Was it a
That's
Subaru?
excellent.
Emmanuel, was it a Subaru?
Must have been, it must have been Subaru.
But was Moses Rutahigwa giving his first speech or he's an advanced speaker? I got lost.
Man, he's the CEO. What do you expect? Eh? What do you expect from a CEO?
Hey.
Now, you wait for Mercy.
Yeah. People are not, is a Mercy. Hey.
Hey, my friend. Wait. She's a seasonal, yeah. She's a seasonal lawyer. Yeah, you will see.
Wow.
Who's
we are happy.
I can't wait. It's like Mercy.
I get faith is her mentor.
Yeah.
Mercy Kamia today was just
even
out of
Mercy. Oh yeah, Mercy's on. Hi, Mercy. Excellent speech.
She must
We
be
need a
logged in.
Toastmaster.
Just like I said,
Thank
people are
you.
logged in, but not here really.
There's
It's actually
someone,
logged in.
there's someone getting in right now. I don't know what time zone.
Please let them
Ah.
in. Emma is here as well.
Have a nice weekend. I've got to go.
Yeah, good
Hi.
weekend, everyone. I need a
Right.
Toastmaster
Anne,
of
I
the day
didn't.
for Thursday.
Pardon?
I
Toastmaster
didn't
of the day for Thursday. Yeah. Oh, I'm not.
Oh.
Yeah.
No?
Well done on your speech.
Oh, I think you should give me a. I missed out on that.
Emma, well done. Well done today. Oh,
Yes,